Hello, folks. I am Alan for today's news. I will be reading and speaking about world news, interesting news, news to keep you entertained, and news to keep you informed. And I got I got a lot of stuff here. I don't know if I can get through it all, but I was off for a while because I hurt my leg, and I was in constant pain for like 4 days. Anyway, these first two videos, I'm gonna show you a short piece of them. I'll have links in my description box, and I would like for you to watch the whole thing. Actually, it's pretty interesting. And here's the first one. It's from Facts Matter. It's here's how the FBI and CDC are tracking the unvaccinated.
Out of New York City. It turns out that the FBI has been tracking unvaccinated school teachers using their fingerprints. You heard that right. According to this new lawsuit, the fingerprints of unvaccinated public school teachers, they were tagged by the New York City government, and because of that tag, the Department of Justice, as well as the FBI under them, they flagged these people's fingerprints. And if you think that sounds wild, well, the story actually gets a lot more sobering than that. However, before we dig in through the details of this lawsuit, I should mention that unlike the New York City government, I personally do not discriminate. And so anyone, subscribe buttons, and to start with, you might remember how during the height of the pandemic madness, just when the total lockdowns were beginning to recede, several cities in America began to heavily discriminate against unvaccinated individuals. Chief among them was New York City, who made it such that if you were not vaccinated, you were not allowed to go inside of a gym. You were not allowed to eat inside of a restaurant. You were not allowed to sit inside of a coffee shop. And most businesses had people set up at their front door in order to check people's papers before they were allowed inside. And this form of general discrimination also translated to city employees, who were given the option of either remaining unvaccinated or keeping their jobs. And while the vast majority of city employees, of course including teachers, complied with this policy, there was a sizable minority who didn't. As you can see from this footage here, that for one reason or another was ignored generally by.
Now, it was for me. I was if I had a business, I would say the vaccinated are not allowed. Unvaccinated are allowed. But fight against their policies. They're trying to take control over you. Like I told you about the mask before. Doctor said the mask don't work. It's all about power. They want power over you. And here's another one too. I think it's very important for you to watch. This one here from the Facts Matter. It's called the shocking method the FBI used to track your every move.
Citizens of their basic fundamental rights. Now, you might say, hold on, Roman, what exactly are you even talking about? We have rights enshrined in the Bill of Rights, which is part of the U.S. Constitution, the highest law of the land. And I would say that's true. However, over the past 230 odd years, those rights have slowly been eroded away. Now, on this program, we've already spoken of many different examples. The right to freedom of speech, for example, is being attacked by what appears to be blatant collusion between social media companies and the government. The right to keep and bear arms is treated like a privilege in some places, a privilege that can be taken away on a dime. But today, in today's episode, I'd like to focus on a different right that's being encroached upon, a right that you and me, people in general, typically take for granted, the Fourth Amendment, the right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures. Because you see, unbeknownst to most people, the U.S. government has been, for years now, using a piece of technology called a stingray device to collect massive amounts of data on U.S. citizens without any search warrants. And if you think that's bad, well, it's likely going to get worse. Because just last month, Joe Biden, very quietly, without much fanfare and without almost any media reporting on it, he revoked part of something called the Presidential Policy Directive number 28, making it even easier for the government to spy on American citizens. However, let me back up for a moment and set the stage for you properly here in order to make sense of all these different developments. If you're like most people, then you likely have your phone next to you all day long. In fact, you might be watching this video on your phone right now. But while a cell phone provides many conveniences, it's also, at the same time, essentially a tracking device. As an example of what I mean by that, if you happen to subscribe to, let's say, AT&T, well, you will not receive any phone calls or any text messages unless AT&T can locate your phone, which is a process that's accomplished, at least in part, by the use of cell phone towers. Because the network, meaning AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, and all the rest of them, they are always checking to see which cell phone tower their subscribers are closest to. And if, let's say, you happen to be moving around and your cell phone is no longer within the reach of the last tower that it previously connected to, then the search radius expands outward towards other cell phone towers within that same tracking area. Essentially, what this means in practice is that your phone is always looking to find the nearest cell phone tower, while at the same time, the nearest cell phone tower is always looking to find your phone. That's a bit of an oversimplified way of explaining it, but that's generally.
Okay, this is 23 minutes long. The first one I show you 12 minutes long, and if you, I would suggest you watch both of them, subscribe to them too, because this guy tells the truth. And what I got for you next is Japan is mystified by a giant metal sphere that washed up on a beach, with some commentators suggesting it's a Godzilla egg. A large metal sphere washed up on a Japanese beach has mystified authorities. The 5-foot hollow ball is not explosive, per authorities, who say it could just be a bile. The internet rejects this and is washed with reference to manga show Dragon Ball and Godzilla. How do I know that ball is hollow? Did you X-ray to see through it or something? A mysterious iron spear that washed up on a Japanese beach has baffled authorities and sent social media into a sign. No, it's been. The metal ball of around 5 feet in diameter recently appeared on the beach of the coastal city of. God, trying not to pronounce these names. I can't say them. Anyway, it's Japan. A passerby reported it to police on Saturday, prompting the inspection by one local man. Told the outlet that the ball has sat there for more than a month. More than a month, and just now notice it. The beach was subsequently conjured off with official protective clothing sent to inspect it. So you can read the rest of this in my description box if you like. First, we got the balloons, spy balloons, and then we got the other balloons, and then we got the spear. This one here from Bloomberg. It's can't say his name. Calls for China to speed basic research to counter U.S. curbs. Since the U.S. is cutting off for China, they're going to try to speed things up so they can do things on their own. Well, we was getting chips from them too. It said Chinese president urged the country to accelerate fundamental scientific research so it can become self-reliant in critical technologies, capping a series of government proclamations in past days about the need to counter Washington sanctions on everything from semiconductors to software. The government should provide more policy support for research efforts and strengthen the nation's technology power. China president in a group study news agency reported on Wednesday, Xinjiang, whatever her name is, I don't know, also ordered the increased use of homegrown alternatives to begin foreign technology, pledging more funding and tax stimulus to key researchers' institutes. And you can read the rest of this in my description box. Here's another one here. It's this from Newsweek. It says, did Biden fall down the stairs of Air Force One? Video sparked speculations. And they said he fell down the stairs. And here's a TikTok video here. Let's see. And you can't really tell who it is. And it says down at the bottom here, I was reading this earlier. It said here on March 2021, Biden was captured on video falling while walking up the stairs of Air Force One. Biden stumbled while walking up the stairs to Air Force One, the Daily Caller wrote in a tweet with the video. Responding to reporters' questions about the fall that day, White House press secretary said it was very windy. I almost fell coming up myself. Well, she's just backing him up. She works for him. He's her boss, you know. And she'll say anything. Stumble and bite him. She just started nicknaming Stumbling and Biting. Here one from the drive. UH-60 Black Hawk unexpectedly appears in Ukraine military service. I don't have my screen that bright, do I? The Ukrainian armed forces have received what happened to be their first example of the S-70H-60 Black Hawk series helicopters. It looks to now to be in service with the aviation branch of Ukrainian Defense Intelligence. So we're getting Black Hawks helicopters now. Just my camera here. Here's one from Bloomberg. U.S. is giving Ukraine a long-range GPS guided bomb that can hit targets miles away. You know, I don't know what Putin is thinking about all this. You know, we're giving him all this military stuff. It's almost like we're in there helping them. You know, and Putin just not doing nothing about it. It's going to piss him off sooner or later. He's going to be steaming. Here's one from Tech Radar. This new malware has emerged from the darker web and is after your data. Experts have warned of a new information stealing malware has been observed circulating around the dark web as it looks to gather new customers and victims alike. Cybersecurity researchers from Sequoia came across multiple ads on different underground forums and Telegram groups promoting a new info stealer called Stillick, or whatever we call it, still with a C behind it. Apparently, Stillick is not built from scratch. It is rather an upgrade to other more popular info stealers, such as Bidar, Raccoon, Mars, and Redline. Stealer have been first spotted in January 2023. Weekly updates. Stillick was built and being advertised by a threat actor going by the name Plymouth. It is currently at version 1.3.0 and it seems to be getting new tweaks and upgrades at least once a week. And you're going to read the rest of this in my description box. Here's one here from Business Insider. Walmart is closing a branch of stores in 2023. Here's a full list. Walmart will be closing stores in 4 states: Illinois, Wisconsin, New Mexico, and Florida. The company is also winding down its 2 remaining pickup locations in Illinois and Arkansas. I'm surprised Arkansas, because that's where their home office is. Each year, the company typically closes a handful of stores it considered to be unperforming. See what we got here. Here are the latest store closing. Arkansas, 3701 Southeast Dodson Road, Bentonville. That's where their home office is, Bentonville. Pickup only concept. Florida, 6900 US Highway 19, Pinellas Park neighborhood market concept. Illinois, 17550 South Halsted Street, Homewood, 12690 South Route 59 Plainfield, 840 North McCormick Boulevard, Lincolnwood, pickup only concept. New Mexico, 301 San Mateo Boulevard, Southeast Albuquerque. Wisconsin, 10330 West Silver Spring Drive, Milwaukee. And there's something here from Tell Me Best. Some may think twice before using self-checkout at Walmart. Here's why. The ID recognition software at self-checkout station is a growing concern for Walmart shoppers. Some have become hesitant to use these smart machines. Others have posted warnings about the technology on social media. A TikToker user named Aubrey even likened the store's anti-theft system to Big Brother style monitoring. You know, what if we all stop using self checkout and just hog the lines with the cashiers in it? They try to guide up to the self checkout. We say, no, we don't want the self checkout. We don't want to be spied on. That's what we all should do. Then they'll have to put in more cashier and take out the self checkouts. They said, y'all better watch out. Walmart isn't playing anymore, she said in a video. The clip shows a monitor displaying the feed from the chain security camera. The device appeared to be tracking the movement of each customer using monitor sensors. While some folks were concerned, others needed a more comprehensive explanation of how it related to the self-checkout. I don't get it. What does that do exactly? One person asked in a comment. Aubrey responded in a separate video. Essentially, what those cameras do is track you around the store and pretty much scan the items you pick up. She said via The Sun. I worked at a grocery store in 2016, and those cameras were able to detect unscanned items going out the door. She counted. Yeah, she continued referring to self checkout, and I'm a rebel type, you know, and I think next time I go to Walmart, I'm gonna put a bunch of stuff in, take it right back out, put it back in, take it back out, do it a couple of times on on different items, mess with them. I hate Walmart. Everyone here from Market Best. Home Depot is heading for the bargain basement. Be ready. It is a good company with an outstanding stock, but now is not the time to buy. The company fourth quarter results of guidance 2023 have the stock headed for the bargain basement. So I think they're trying to put Home Depot up for sale, you know. And I'd rather go to Home Depot than Lowe's because Home Depot is cheaper on their prices. I notice. I've been to both. You can read the rest of that in my description box. And that's all I got for you today. So don't forget to like, subscribe, come back, watch once in a while. Click on my links, especially the first two. I think it's pretty important. And this guy, he's pretty interesting. He puts the truth out there. He does. From Facts Matter. So until next time, later. Thanks for watching.